Hey, everybody, and welcome to another episode here at Tribal Trades, the daily show coming at you from the great state of Florida. One hell of a drug. And certainly do want to welcome you wherever you are tuning in from around the world. Thanks for watching. We're going to talk about will history repeat? Is history already repeating? We're going to look at some amazing statistics there and some other news articles. We're going to jump into the Bitcoin charts. But before we do that, you know what I'm going to say next? Smash that like button. This does help get this channel out to more people and does help support the channel. I really do appreciate all the comments, the kind words and encouragement that people do leave. And of course, the questions, I look to get back to those as soon as possible. The cheat sheet is below. And if you haven't seen that, that has all my entries for both crypto and stocks and the take profit levels, free educational videos as well. A bunch of other links and resources are there also, so check that out. Okay. All right, we're going to jump into the news and then we're going to jump into the charts. Is history repeating? Listen, every bull cycle, Bitcoin peaks when the monthly RSI enters the extreme overbought zone above 90. We haven't seen that happen in this cycle yet. The monthly RSI still has a lot of room to grow, and if history repeats, the next leg up will be epic. And this is where I struggle a little bit with some people who say the cycle will finish at the end of the year. I'm not seeing that at the moment. Of course, it remains a possibility. Certainly, we trade in probabilities, not certainties. And the probability is certainly much higher that this Bitcoin cycle will play out as normal and finish sometime around that September, October, November, August, sometime in that little band there of months that we have there. So certainly keep an eye on your charts, and RSI is something that I highly recommend as one of the indicators on your charts to keep an eye on that. I don't always have it on the monthly, but sometimes it's good just to zoom out and have a look and see certainly that we are a ways away from being at 90 on the monthly RSI for Bitcoin. Okay, and then historically, the golden cross on Bitcoin. Send it. Come on, just send it, somebody. Send it already. Somebody flick the switch there. Certainly, as we can see it here, if you look and when we've seen bullish cross, which is the 50 going over the 200, we have seen historically just big shoots up to the upside, and we're about to see that also, and we'll have a look at that on the charts at a minute. And many altcoins are on their way to showing that or have already front run the market and have already had that 50 crossing over the 200 simple moving average. Okay, history again. It's been 214 days since the all-time high. It seems like a long time. With the longest record being 230 days, the market still has a couple of weeks to set a new all-time high and leave this anti-record in 2013. So is history going to repeat? So for the last 10 years, it has not been longer than 230 days, okay? So are we going to see history repeat? And are we going to see this take off? That means we have 16 days. That puts us at October the 30th, everybody. October the 30th there. Okay, so let's see if history is going to repeat and that we are going to make a new all-time high within 230 days. What do you think? All-time high before October 30th or a new all-time high after October 30th? Put your vote in the comments. Let me know what you think there, okay? And then, of course, with all of this historical significance, will history repeat? We certainly have whales that are scooping up a lot of Bitcoin. Both newcomer whales and veterans are beefing up their stakes, hinting at a looming major price surge over the coming months. And what is the smart money doing? It is snapping up chunks of Bitcoin in the 54 to 68K zone. Certainly, they would not be doing that if they feel that Bitcoin is going to 47, 48, 49K or to the low 43s, as I've seen so many people post there. And so, and of course, what this happens, they're scooping up, and what you have is you have a lot of demand, but not a lot of supply. Bitcoin Exchange Reserve hits historically 5-year low, only 2.57 million Bitcoin available, And so there is a supply shock that could be coming in. Are you bullish in the markets? Well, we're going to jump to the Bitcoin charts and have a bit of a look. And so what did I tell you guys was the trade? I told you guys was the trade, the break of the 200. We take profits at the Tribal Trades trend line, which is incoming, by the way, up there at around 67. We're going to see what happens. Are we going to get a break of the Tribal Trades trend line? Oh, look at this. And of course, we have October the 31st. So there's got to be a decision at some point here as we come out if we're going to come back and break above this wedge here within that time frame. But here we have I said the trade was here, taking profit here, getting back in the trade here, and then taking some profits here, although we just blasted through that, which is pretty good. And so that's why don't get out of the trade. Just take some profits off the table here, which I've done there, taking some profits off the table. And let's see how far this candle is going to go. Now, are we going to get a retest on any time frame here? On the 4 hour, no retest. On the 1 hour, are we looking at having some kind of retest there? I've got to zoom in and have a look there. A retest on the 1 hour. And so we're looking to see if we can get a retest there. We haven't had a retest there. It'll be interesting to see if we get a bit of a retest there with Bitcoin. So what are we looking for right now? We're looking for, are we going to get a retest here? If there's a retest, that's the place to jump in right there at around 63,400. And I've been telling you for a while there, this is the level right here. Now, we are coming up to some more resistance here, so be careful. We've got some resistance at 66, okay? This is where we broke down from here. There's a little bit of resistance that we're hitting right now because we also broke down from this level as well. So this will be the first area of resistance here that we're looking at, which is about 64,800. And then obviously so, there's more up here at about 66. Ooh, 666, 66,600. We're going to get through that number right there of resistance. We're going to rise against the resistance there. And then certainly as we get up here, we've got the Tribal Trades trend line, which is going to come into play at around. So there's a few levels to get through there that we could see break. And then obviously we come up to this higher trend line, the second Tribal Trades trend line, which we haven't touched for a long time, since the end of July. And that's going to come up at around 69,000 there. So we could really melt up. Remember history. Remember we talked about that in history after October 12th. Bitcoin had never put in a low since 2013, I believe it was. And certainly we talked about in a halving year, the Bitcoin low had already been in on the second. We had the outlier on 2012, which was 26th of October. And then in a bull market, in a non-halving year, but in a bull market, the 5th, the 1st, and the 11th there. So very interesting. And the October highs, remember in a halving year, they came in, and if we exclude 2012, that seems like a bit of an outlier. It came in on the 29th and the 31st. And for bull markets in a non-halving year, the October high came in on the 24th, the 31st, and the 20th. Okay, so later in October. History certainly is repeating. Okay, certainly is repeating. And so as you can see with Bitcoin there, that's what I'm looking at right now to trade. Now, if we do see some downside, certainly, as I've already said, we've got the simple moving average there sitting at around 63,400. But then we've got coming back, we've got support here. This would be an entry here at 60,600 and down the 200 EMA in the daily at 60,000. Around 60,200. Certainly, if we were to come back and lose this, we're looking at the Tribal Trades trend line to the bottom at 59 again, which held so greatly. That 59 level held for support. And obviously, then we've got that 57, 58 level. But if history does repeat, certainly the likelihood is that we continue to, even if we come down to here, which is quite possible that I wouldn't be bearish if that was the situation. It's just another retest. Certainly, I'm looking for a retest on here. So this is what I'm looking for, a successful retest. Okay, not where we just plow through it, but we want a successful retest of this line here, of course, at some point. So that's where I'm looking in the short term. An entry here would be here or further down at these levels down here at that 60 and the 60,000 level down here as well. So that's it really with Bitcoin. So certainly, as you can see here, we're a ways away from the top of the bull run historically. So will history repeat? I think it is certainly playing out like every other bull run, and the probability is that history will repeat and we will see Bitcoin play out historically what has been each 4-year cycle, as it will do again for this 4-year cycle. Let me know what you think in the comments. We've got the altcoin show coming up in a couple of hours, and we're going to cover some great charts and some great news there. And until the next episode, happy trading.